The genius of Bill Belichick has been on display throughout the last 2 decades, but the beautiful mind of Belichick is being tested more than ever this season. The Patriots have lost 4 straight for the first time since 2002, also the last time they didn't win at least 10 games. The biggest change in Belichick's lab was all of the offseason departures. Tom Brady, of course, the headliner. And when you combine free agent losses and a league-high 8 players opting out for COVID-19, the Patriots returned the 4th lowest percent of snaps from last season. Those departures meant the Patriots needed bigger contributions from their draft picks. But New England hasn't drafted a Pro Bowler since 2013, tied for the longest active drought in the NFL. Mike Reese now with more on how we got here.
Super Bowl championship.
How did it happen so fast? In the snap of the fingers, or in this case, the football. From 6-time Super Bowl winners to the AFC East cellar, with the Jets, a dynasty dissolving.
6-time world champion, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Since then, Brady is a buck, Newton a pat, and Bill is picking up the pieces.
Over the last 2 decades, everything we did was how to make things best for Tom Brady.
The new beginning had the same old promise. 2-1 easily could have been 3-0.
He gets hit, he flipped up in the air, he doesn't get there, what a play!
But then COVID hit Cam and sacked the entire team in the process.
I would say we regressed over the next 2.5 weeks for a combination of reasons, and we're trying to make that ground back up now.
Jarrett Stidham takes over for Cam Newton in this lopsided affair.
You keep playing games like that, bro, and it's going to be a permanent change.
I still am jeopardizing this team's success.
As for the talent on the roster, Belichick says they're paying a price for past moves.
Hey, look, we paid Cam Newton $1 million. It's obvious we didn't have any money. We sold out and won 3 Super Bowls. This year we had less to work with. It's not an excuse, it's just a fact.
The fall has been sudden. A once dominating dynasty on the cusp of disappearing.
This is an organization that has been dominant for 2 decades. Aren't they allowed a season to regroup? The big question is, is this an end of a dynasty? Is it just a pause? Because they are in pretty good shape going forward, at least from a salary cap standpoint, right?
Well, the dynasty is over, okay? They're not going to go, in all probability, and win a Super Bowl this year. So, in a way, that's the end. And Tom Brady was a focal point of that dynasty. He's not there. Now, going forward, this season was always inevitable that they were going to take some lumps. But I think that they've positioned themselves, moving forward, to be back in play in what could be the busiest, most frenetic free agent market the NFL's seen, because the salary cap is going down. If you look ahead to this offseason, the Patriots are projected to be $73 million under the salary cap. And oh, by the way, the Jets are right there, as are the Jaguars and Colts. Now, the Patriots still have to figure out their quarterback solution, whether it's Cam Newton, whether they go draft a quarterback, whether they trade for one. Do they go get Jimmy Garoppolo again from San Francisco? There are a lot of moves that they have to figure out what they can do. But inevitably, there was always going to be a season where they took a step back, adjusted to life without Tom, and figured out how to pick up the pieces and go on. And this is that season.
Why did there need to be a season? We've talked about this before. The plan. We all hold the Patriots to an extremely high standard because they deserve it. They are incredible, amazing. And I expect incredible, amazing to be able to transition on the move and not have years go by without a solution to quarterback. Yeah, but everybody knows. How many teams? Nobody. How many teams but the Patriots. Okay. I'm just saying, are they now a rank and file team that's looking for cap space, have a good draft, and hope that we can find a quarterback over the next couple of years? If that's who they are, then they're just a rank and file team like everybody else, just kind of searching out. And you're right, the dynasty is over because they don't have an answer at quarterback.
Well, when you have the greatest coach and you have the greatest quarterback, it's very easy to stack up titles and championships year after year. But half of that is gone. So they've got the coach.
All I'm saying is that Tom Brady's glide slope at the end of his career was long. And as that lengthened out, there's plenty of time as you're winning Super Bowls, going to the AFC. Remember, Coach last week reading off the things that he's done the last few years that left the cupboard bare. Well, the cupboard should not be bare. Like, you had plenty of time to figure that out. And look, most teams,
and you know what,
would just do this.
That's part of the reason. That's part of the reason Tom left. He saw this coming. He knew this team was going to struggle.
So this is not a 1-year screw up. This is a 4-year screw up where they've let the whole cupboard just go bare. That's not the Patriots. That's what's unusual. If they're just a rank and file team looking for some cap space and looking for a good draft, then they're back in the mix with everybody else. Or are they this elite organization that has been that way for 2 decades and shows me that they're going to continue to be that? And you just say to yourself, you just said for 4 years they've been glide sloping out of that position.
They've made some mistakes. They've made errors. They've got a roster now where there's a receiver playing tonight. None of their receivers have been drafted who are making plays. Their only tight end who was drafted is Ryan Izzo in the 7th round. So there are mistakes that they've made personnel-wise, and it's all come back this season.
I'm holding them to too high of a standard.
There's mistakes, and then the combination of COVID-19 and all the opt-outs. I mean, some stuff is like this
I
perfect
totally
storm you
understand.
can't
I'm
overcome.
totally mitigating
But
factors.
Randy, from your standpoint, do you think that Cam can be the answer at quarterback?
I do think that Cam could be the future, but when you look into the first half of this season, between the quarterback play, between Hoyer, Stidham, and Cam Newton, knowing that Cam has missed some time, 13 turnovers in 8 weeks, Susie. So I'm kind of concerned being in that camp. I think for me, looking at the quarterback position, situational football is something you always hear coming out of New England. And that's a big concern for me, is how the quarterback is going to play the second half of this season, knowing that the situational football at that position has hurt that team. So tonight, going into a game like this with Cam Newton, the last time we seen Cam Newton was the fumble against the Buffalo Bills. I expect the situational football part of the game to be a little bit better tonight for them to take control of this game and win this game on the road. But Susie, to answer your question, in my own personal opinion of what Cam Newton has shown the first half of this season, no, he's not in the future of the New England Patriots.
I completely agree with you. I think right now Bill Belichick is being very honest with himself. And it all depends. Is Josh McDaniels going to get a head coaching job? Is he going to be the coordinator? If you tell me McDaniels is coming back, he's going to be the OC, Belichick's going to be the head coach, I think they have a new quarterback in 2021. Because at their best, the Patriots with Cam Newton at their best, was it week 2 or week 3 at Seattle?
Yes.
When he amazed us, and they lost the game. So even at his best, it wasn't good enough to win the way Cam Newton has to play. He's never going to be an overly accurate passer. So you're always going to have to design routes, get bigger receivers with a bigger catch radius to help him out. The Patriot way is spreading the ball out of his hands, quick, precise, allowing guys like Julian Edelman to make a play. Cam is never going to be that. The salary cap space, with the 8 guys opting back in, with so many high-level football players that are going to be on the market this offseason, I think this team is going to be remade offensively. You add those 8 opt-outs back in defensively with the offensive line, and there will be a new quarterback. Because I just don't think Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick want to play the way they have to play with Cam Newton.
I think you make the perfect point. Do we want to create an offense for Cam, which is the commitment you must do?
Yes,
And
exactly.
you're saying that they do not want to do that.